You are given a baby on your 21st birthday, the child turns out to be you as a baby. Raising him won't change your life, only his. How would you raise this child to give it a better life than the one you have? I just saw the mistake in the title. Shoot me. I would make sure he had proper coping skills and teach him the importance of health and nutrition. I've been morbidly obese for as long as I can remember due to bad eating habits and being sedentary. I've lost 62 pounds in the past 3 to 4 months from forming healthy eating habits, eating balanced meals, and getting plenty of exercise. I'd probably prioritize school a bit less in favor of extracurricular activities that he enjoyed, though I'd also insist he plays at least one sport, so that he learns the value of keeping himself physically healthy and in shape, and I'd allow much less computer, TV time than I was allowed. Oh, and I'd make sure that he socializes with girls from a young age. I only started talking with girls at like 16, and predictably my social skills with them were atrocious. She would be treated as a person, not property. She would be given compassion and an education, not beatings and religious brainwashing. Let her socialize with the neighbor kids. Let her have friends and not isolate her out of fear. Give her care when she says she hurts or aches. Take her to the neurologist for the migraines and fainting spells. Help not only when the illness or whatever reflects poorly on my public appearances, which means help her transition when she realizes she's on track for the wrong puberty. Maybe pay for part of her college education too. If she earns decent marks like I did, tell her she's beautiful so she doesn't starve herself. Keep her away from the sperm donor so he can't touch her. So many of my issues stem from that asshole, and my mother not believing it happened. Put him up for adoption. I don't need to ruin another life. Making sure my brother doesn't drop me on my head again. Not use negative encouragement like even jokingly saying, don't f this up before a big event. Get him into some solid sports early and teach him about handling money responsibly. Send him to a Tibetan monastery to learn ancient martial arts so he can come back and be Batman. Give him human affection, which I don't have. There are some things that people don't realize would happen if someone doesn't feel cared for. Don't tell him he's smart, instead praise his effort and hard work. Gifted kid syndrome is a bitch. Kill it. Don't mock him when he tells me about liking or dating a girl. I hated when my parents did that to me. Asian parents. Focus on your study. Don't get distracted by stupid relationship. Also Asian parents. How come you never bring a girl, boy here? When will you get married? I want a grandchild. I would pay attention to his ADHD symptoms and follow up with his teachers to make sure he was reaching his potential in school. When I was 21, I was in no shape to be raising a child. I had to devote all my time to studies, partying, and establishing my career. The first time I was stable enough for a kid I would have been 26. I like my life. I'd give the baby to my parents. They did a great job the first time around. Parents. Shit. Here we go again. Make him brush his damn teeth twice a day. Give it to my parents. Simply give him the love and attention he deserves. Make sure to never put him through the DCF process and orphanages. As a foster parent, you could provide this to other kids. Being a foster parent, I know the positive difference we make in children's lives. Just an idea. Listen, tell her that she always has someone to talk to, and if she doesn't feel comfortable with me, then we can find the appropriate people. Not downplaying her anxiety with, cheer up, it'll get better, it'll be fine. You basically just described what's it like to get children, dude. It truly is a version of you and your so and how you raise him will, more or less, only change his life. Not criticize the child and nitpick at everything she does. Support her individually and tell her she doesn't have to put on a face for others. Take her to therapy when she freaking asks me to. Never comment negatively on her appearance and never tell her she talks too much. Also little things like ask her how her day was instead of constantly pressuring her about her grades. Also make sure she doesn't become a brat and keep her self-esteem up without making her prideful. No finish everything on your plate nonsense. Freedom to make mistakes early on. Send him to schools that don't have asbestos. My middle school is still working on that. Give it to my mom and stepdad while making sure my bio dad could never do what he did to me to her. I'm not fit to be a parent, but my mom and stepdad are. Same way I would raise a regular child. Isn't that just parenthood without the genetic variety? 21 first birthday. This hurts my brain. Little man, most people are amazing, but there's some people, some bad people, who may even act like good people, and they're gonna try to hurt you. You say no, get yourself away and clear, and come straight to me. If it doesn't seem right to you, or feel right to you, it ain't right, and they're lying to you. Protect yourself, and come straight to me with whatever is up. Always. You will never get in trouble for telling me about what's up in your life. Good or bad, never. I wouldn't ignore her or enable her. She would be told I love you every day and she would always be welcome to hugs. I would get her started in pre-K homeschool programming, provide discipline, and no discussion subject is off limits. I would talk to her more as a person and not overlook and treat her like some stupid child. I would actually raise her instead of simply watch. Surround her full of people who would love her. This is what I do with my 5-year-old who is basically me but with blue eyes. Lol. Listen bucko, this town ain't big enough for the two of us. Give him to a parent who's older than 21. How would raising him not change my life? I have a kid now. Support him and his hobby and get to know what he's actually interested in instead of ridiculing it and just telling him to stop doing it. Also telling him that it's not important what other people think of him instead of saying stuff like, look, other people are looking already. That's how you create anxiety in people. My life is pretty good, but I would do the following. Not gonna tell him I'm the old version of him. He doesn't need to grow up in my shadow. Things my parents did. I will repeat. My dad kept me away from ads as a kid by taping cartoons and letting me watch them without the advertisement. I am certain this had a major change on my development. Therefore, set up a Plex server where I can give Junior me access to all the shows and he wants, ad-free. Spend lots of early time teaching and enriching. Sit with him to work on homework. Math was hard for me. It will be hard for Junior me. Never breathe a word of dyslexia or any kind of excuse. Just some daily flash exercises for the routine stuff. I will 100% take time off work for this if I have to, which I have the luxury of doing. Things I would do differently than my parents. Focus more on physical exercise. No shaming about sex. Be willing to talk openly and provide a safe environment for questions.